Have you ever watched your puppy eat, and wondered if they are actually tasting their food, or just trying to set a world record for speed? What is it about a bowl of kibble that makes a dog act like they haven't eaten in a decade, and how can this vacuum cleaner behavior actually hurt their health in the long run? Which simple tools can you find in your own kitchen to slow them down, and have you ever worried that your puppy might choke, or get a dangerous stomach ache from bolting their breakfast? Hi, welcome back to Paw and Order. My name is Carl, and I am gonna teach you how to fix this common problem with some very easy and unique steps. Many new owners think that a fast eater is just a hungry puppy, but eating too quickly is actually a habit that can lead to serious issues like bloat, choking, or vomiting. We want mealtime to be a calm, relaxing part of the day, not a frantic race against the clock. By understanding why your puppy is rushing, and using these simple tricks, you can protect their digestion, and turn feeding time into a fun brain game for your best friend. The first thing we need to understand is why puppies eat so fast in the first place, because knowing the why helps us solve the how. In a litter of puppies, there is often a lot of competition for food, and the one who eats the fastest usually gets the most. This survival of the fittest instinct doesn't just go away once they move into your house. They still feel like they have to protect their resource and finish it before someone else takes it. Even if they are the only dog in the house, that ancient brain is telling them to hurry up. My goal today is to teach your puppy that the food isn't going anywhere and that they can relax. If we can lower their stress levels around the bowl, we can naturally slow down their physical pace. It is about changing their mindset from, "I must survive," to "I am enjoying my meal." This takes a little bit of patience from you, but the results are worth it for their safety and your peace of mind while you watch them grow. One of the easiest ways to slow down a fast eater is something I call the muffin tin trick. Instead of putting all their food into one big pile in a standard bowl, take an ordinary muffin tin from your kitchen and flip it upside down. Spread the kibble in the gaps between the raised bumps. This forces your puppy to use their tongue and nose to fish out individual pieces of food, rather than taking giant gulps. Because they can't fit their whole snout into a small space, they have to take their time. It turns a 10-second meal into a 5-minute activity. This is a great way to use things you already have at home, without spending any extra money. Plus, it provides a bit of mental stimulation, because the puppy has to move around the tin to reach every last bit. You'll notice that they start to focus more on the task, and less on the speed. It's a simple shift that makes a massive difference in how their stomach processes the food. Another unique method you can try right now is the tennis ball technique. If you have a standard dog bowl, simply place a clean tennis ball, or a large, smooth rock that is too big for them to swallow, right on top of their kibble. Your puppy will have to nudge the ball around with their nose to get to the food underneath. This constant movement of the obstacle prevents them from getting a clear path to the food, effectively breaking up their rhythm. It's like a little puzzle they have to solve with every bite. Just make sure the object you use is safe, clean, and impossible for them to choke on. You can even use a couple of smaller balls if you have a larger breed. This method is fantastic because it teaches them coordination and patience. They learn that moving slowly and deliberately is the only way to get what they want. It's a gentle way to interrupt the vacuum mode and encourage a more natural, grazing style of eating that is much easier on their digestive system. Have you ever thought about ditching the bowl entirely and using a snuffle mat instead? A snuffle mat is a piece of fabric with lots of felt strips that mimic long grass. When you hide the kibble inside the fabric, your puppy has to use their incredible sense of smell to find each piece. In the wild, dogs spend hours foraging and hunting for their food, so this taps into their natural instincts. It is very satisfying for a puppy to hunt for their breakfast. Because they are sniffing so much, they are naturally taking smaller breaths and eating much slower. Sniffing also has a calming effect on a dog's nervous system, so by the time they finish their meal, they are usually ready for a nap, rather than a burst of hyper energy. You can buy these mats online, or you can even make one yourself with some old fleece blankets and a rubber sink mat. It is a wonderful way to keep their brain busy, while ensuring their tummy stays happy and healthy. If you are in a hurry and don't have any tools handy, you can try the scattered feeding method in a safe, clean area of your home. Instead of putting the food in a bowl, simply scatter the kibble across a clean kitchen floor, or a patch of grass in your backyard. This forces the puppy to walk around, and pick up one or two pieces at a time. It is impossible for them to bolt their food, when it is spread out over a large surface area. This also turns mealtime into an exploration. If you do this outside, it's even better, because they get to enjoy the fresh air and different smells, while they eat. Just make sure the area is free of any dirt or chemicals that could be harmful. This method is particularly good for high-energy puppies, who need a little extra physical movement to tire them out. It's a very simple solution, that requires zero equipment, and works every single time to break the habit of fast eating. We also need to talk about the water method, which is very helpful for puppies, who tend to cough or gag, because their food is too dry, and they swallow it too fast. By adding a little bit of warm water, or low-sodium chicken broth to the kibble, you turn it into a sort of cereal. This does two things. First, it makes the food heavier and harder to gulp down quickly, and second, it keeps your puppy hydrated. The moisture helps the food slide down the esophagus more easily, and start the digestion process in the stomach. Some puppies will actually slow down, just to lap up the tasty gravy you've created. It also makes the food smell stronger, which satisfies their senses more quickly. Just be careful not to add too much liquid. You want it to be a bit mushy, not a swimming pool. This is a great tip for picky eaters as well, as the warm broth makes the meal much more enticing, while still keeping the pace under control. What about the hand feeding technique? This is perhaps the best way to bond with your new puppy, while also controlling their eating speed. Sit on the floor with their bowl in your lap, and give them small handfuls of food at a time. Only give them the next handful once they have finished, and swallowed the first one. This teaches the puppy that you are the provider of all good things, and that they don't need to be possessive or aggressive about their food. It builds a massive amount of trust. It also allows you to practice basic commands like sit or wait during mealtime. If they try to grab at your hand, simply close your fist and wait for them to calm down before offering more. This total control over the flow of food makes it physically impossible for them to eat too fast. It's a beautiful way to spend 10 minutes together and set the foundation for a well-behaved patient dog who respects your personal space. Have you ever heard of slow feeder bowls? These are specially designed plastic or ceramic bowls with ridges, mazes, and valleys built into the bottom. They are very popular because they do all the work for you. You just pour the food in, and the puppy has to navigate the obstacles with their tongue to get the kibble out. There are many different patterns, from simple spirals to complex flower shapes. If your puppy is very smart, you might want to get a more difficult pattern to keep them challenged. These bowls are dishwasher safe and very durable, making them a great long-term investment for a fast eater. Using a slow feeder can extend a meal from 30 seconds to nearly 10 minutes. This extra time allows the stomach to send signals to the brain that it is full, which prevents overeating and helps with weight management as the puppy grows into an adult dog. It is a very effective and simple step that fits perfectly into a busy lifestyle. Which household items can you use as a slow feeder if you don't want to buy a special bowl? You can take a clean, empty plastic water bottle, remove the cap and the plastic ring, and cut a few small holes in the sides that are just slightly larger than the kibble. Put the food inside the bottle, and let your puppy roll it around on the floor. As the bottle moves, pieces of food will fall out of the holes one by one. This is a food dispensing toy that costs you nothing. It keeps the puppy moving, thinking, and eating slowly. Another option is to use a clean PVC pipe with holes drilled into it, or even a heavy ceramic mug placed upside down, in the middle of a larger bowl. Get creative. Anything that creates a safe obstacle, and forces the puppy to use their paws or nose to get the food will work. This variety keeps your puppy from getting bored, and makes every meal a new and exciting adventure for them to solve. How does the multiple small meals approach help with speed? If you only feed your puppy once or twice a day, they are going to be extremely hungry by the time the bowl hits the floor, which leads to frantic eating. Instead, try dividing their daily portion into 4 or 5 smaller meals, spread throughout the day. When a puppy isn't starving, they are much less likely to panic and bolt their food. This also keeps their blood sugar levels more stable, and prevents the energy crashes that can lead to cranky behavior. Think of it like a human eating 5 small snacks, instead of one giant buffet. By keeping their stomach consistently satisfied, you take away the urgency. This is especially important for growing puppies, who have high caloric needs but small stomachs. It's a simple scheduling change that can have a huge impact on their overall temperament and digestive health. Have you considered the environment where your puppy eats? If you have other pets, the competition factor is real. Even if the other dog is in a different room, your puppy might still feel the need to rush if they can hear or see another animal. Try feeding your puppy in a quiet, secluded area like a laundry room or even their crate. When a puppy feels completely safe, and knows that no one is going to steal their food, they will naturally start to relax. You can even dim the lights, or play some soft music to create a spa-like atmosphere for their dinner. A calm environment leads to a calm puppy. If you have a busy household with kids running around, mealtime can be very stressful for a dog. By giving them a private space to eat, you are showing them that you respect their needs, and that they don't have to worry about anything except enjoying their meal. Which training commands can help slow down the pace? Teaching your puppy the leave it and wait commands is a game changer. Before you put the bowl down, ask your puppy to sit and wait. Wait for them to make eye contact with you, and show a calm body posture. If they try to lunge for the bowl, lift it back up and start over. Once they are sitting quietly, give them a release word like, okay. This teaches them self-control and impulse management. You can even stop them halfway through their meal, ask them to wait for 5 seconds, and then let them continue. This breaks up the fast eating, and forces them to take a breather. It's like a reset button for their brain. Training your puppy to be patient around food is one of the most important things you can do for their safety and for your relationship. It shows them that you are the leader, and that calm behavior is always rewarded. What should you do if your puppy still vomits or seems uncomfortable after eating? If you have tried these steps, and your puppy is still struggling, it is always a good idea to check in with your vet. Sometimes, fast eating can be a sign of an underlying health issue or parasites that are making them feel hungrier than they should be. Also, make sure the kibble size is appropriate for your puppy's breed. If the pieces are too small, they might be inhaling them without chewing. If they are too large, they might be struggling to swallow. Finding the right balance is key. Always keep an eye out for signs of bloat, which is a serious condition where the stomach twists. Signs include a hard belly, pacing, and unproductive retching. While bloat is more common in large breeds, any fast-eating dog is at a higher risk. By using the tools we discussed today, you are significantly lowering that risk, and giving your puppy a much safer start in life. In conclusion, slowing down a fast eater is all about using simple tools, and changing the way you approach mealtime. Whether you use a muffin tin, a tennis ball, or a snuffle mat, the goal is to make your puppy work a little bit harder for their food. This protects their health, engages their brain, and builds a stronger bond between the two of you. Remember to be patient, stay consistent, and keep the English simple when giving commands. You are doing a fantastic job, and your puppy is lucky to have someone who cares so much about their well-being. Mealtime should be a joy, not a race. My name is Carl, and I hope these tips from Paw and Order help you and your furry friend have many happy, healthy meals together. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one, where we learn more about keeping our pets happy.